I'm gonna show you how to normalize Sony's S-Log.3 footage and make it look like a professional commercial in 3 simple steps. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Max and I'm a commercial filmmaker who works with local but also international brands and agencies. And since I've started my YouTube channel, I got a ton of messages from you guys asking me how I color grade my projects. Therefore, I have created this example project which we're gonna color grade together. So let's dive in and start with the first step, the project settings. Before we start grading anything, we need to check the project settings. For this project, I have used my Sony FX6 in 4K, and since I live in Europe, my project delivery frame rate is set to 25. The next very important setting is the color management. If you work on a Mac system, you need to set your timeline color space to the Rec. Zone 9A, like Apple. But if you're working on a Windows machine, choose the Rec. Zone 9 Gamma 2.4. If you miss those settings, your image will look different after exporting than inside of DaVinci Resolve. Alright, the first step is done. Let's move on with the second one, and that's the color space transformation. This is a very important step which you really should get used to if you want to work on professional projects in the future. Imagine you work on a commercial which was filmed on different cameras like a DJI drone, a Sony camera, and it also includes some logos and graphics from your clients. By applying the color transformation and the look to the timeline, you will affect all the clips and the graphics inside the timeline, which is wrong since every camera brand has its own log type which needs a different transformation, and even worse if you change the logo of a brand, which is a big no-go. Therefore, you need to create groups for each individual log type, transform them all into the Rec. Zone 9 color space, and add the final look to each group. I'm gonna keep it simple today because I only have my Sony's S-Log.3 cine footage. Therefore, we can add all the clips into a new group called S-Log.3. Now you can not only edit individual clips separately, but also making adjustments to all of the clips inside the group at the same time. And since we're gonna transform all the clips inside of the group, we can now go into the group post clip and use Sony's original transform LUT to get the standard Rec. Zone 9 color space. And this is the right way to transform multiple clips into a normal looking image without wasting your time and doing it on every single clip or affecting the whole timeline with all the graphics. Now we've transformed the log footage into a normal but boring looking Rec. Zone 9 color space. Let's move on and create a cinematic look for the project. Depends on the project type, you can decide how your project will look and feel like. You can make it cold or warm, saturated or monochromatic, and decide how much contrast you want. If you analyze all the high-end commercials, you will quickly realize how they push the highlights into the warmer tones while making the shadows colder. This technique is used to create a color contrast between the complementary colors and give the image more dimension. You can do it manually with the wheels and push the image, but if you want to get a clean, professional consistency in your project, you can use my LUTs, which I have developed with my team for my projects. For this one, I'm gonna use my most famous one, the signature LUT, which creates this beautiful color contrast. But on this project, I want to decrease the saturation to get a bit more serious look. And I'm also gonna desaturate the blues to get the clean blacks, which looks awesome in my opinion. If you wanna get the same results, I have created a big LUT collection which covers every project type, whether it's a commercial, a cinematic story, or just a corporate business video. And since I personally place a high value on quality, every LUT I'm selling includes a high resolution 65-point LUT for grading, which has way more information than a normal one, avoiding breaking your footage. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check out my online shop. I have a discount running at the moment. Now we have normalized the footage and created a professional look. Now we can go and edit your project with all the good looking footage. And after that, we're gonna make the final adjustments. The reason I make the final adjustments at the end of my editing is simply to save my time, since I only need to balance the clips I need for this project. Therefore, I go into my clip adjustments where I'm only affecting my individual clip and not the whole timeline, and start to work on my exposure, white balance, contrast, and so on. By the way, if you want to make adjustments to the whole group, it's very important to follow the correct order of the nodes. Let's say you want to add some contrast to all the clips inside the group. Therefore, you need to add nodes before the color contrast transformation node. But if you want to add things like gray and sharpness, you should add them after the transformation node. By the way, I can only recommend you to use separate nodes for every working step and label them in order to save your time afterwards without guessing what you did on a single clip. And this is basically how I color grade my projects. I import the footage, match the project delivery settings, transform my log footage into the Rec. Zone 9 color space, create a look, and make the final adjustments at the end. I've tried to make it as simple as possible for you guys to get the best quality and create awesome content. I hope you like this one. If so, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my content, subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you. Nice, another one.